Payback. Chapter 42. In revenge and in love, woman is more barbaric than man is. He stares at me, running his eyes from head to toe. Is it really you, Autumn? Yes, this is me, Arthur Jacob, or should I say Rufaro? What sort of a name is that even? How did you find me? I laugh. I don't think you want to know. How is Anaishe? That's my wife. How do you know her? What exactly do you want? I want us to talk. Talk. About what? And why now? I am sure you know I was in prison and I just got out a year ago. How would I know that? I have a few questions to ask you. And if I refuse to answer them, if you don't answer, there will be consequences. One thing you should know is that I am not the naive 15-year-old that you met 20 years ago. I am an adult and life has taught me to be the hard way ruthless. Oh, so you are threatening me. You can sit on the stool over there, I say in a calm but serious tone. He sits down. I swig the rest of my wine and pour myself another glass. Can I pour you some wine? No, but thank you, he says. Your loss, I smile. Can we get straight to the point? What's the rush? Didn't you come here ready to have a good time with Cherry? I was so shocked when I saw you that I forgot about Cherry. Where is she? Cherry doesn't exist. What do you mean? I used to speak to her on video calls and we exchanged photos. I hired her to do that. Why? I should be asking you that question, Jacob. Why? Why what? Did you know I was only 15? I knew. So why did you come after me? You ruined my life and I paid for your stupidity in the hardest ways possible. What do you mean I ruined your life? You were 15, I agree, but you liked me. I didn't force you into doing anything with me. I might have consented to doing stuff with you, but I was a child and very naive. As an adult you should have protected my interests. You defiled me instead. So this is what this is all about. You still don't get it, don't you? I don't understand why you would come looking for me after all these years. But since you are here, maybe we could clear up a few things. I never loved you, Autumn. I still don't. When I came after you, you were the last person on my mind. His words sting, so I take another large sip of my wine. Go on. It was Hyde that I was after. Hyde and Jeffrey, those two traitors, they fucked me up big time. Because of Hyde I ended up marrying a woman I was never in love with, which in turn made me miserable for years. So why didn't you go after them? Why did you have to use me to execute your useless revenge? He laughs. I needed to hurt them in the worst possible way ever, and I knew I could get to them through you. I shake my head. You and your family need help, because who waits for years to get back at people that have hurt them? And why make someone else the sacrificial lamb? It was nothing personal. Was pregnancy a part of the plan too? Of course, everything was planned out from the very start. I am sorry that you had to pay the price for your parents' sins, but I did what I did and I have no regrets whatsoever. You bastard, I yell as anger begins to sweep through me. You are not even remorseful. Didn't you at least think about the children you had with your wife? Bernice isn't mine, so it's only Oscar, and you know that she is not yours. I knew the first day I set my eyes on her. My wife cheated, just like Hyde did. He stands up. You know I don't have to sit down and talk to you. This situation is fucked up. I will be leaving. He starts to walk towards the door and I quickly swing into action. Grabbing him by the throat, I press a cloth heavily over his nose and mouth. He fights hard to free himself, but I am stronger and I make sure that he continually breathes it in so that no clean air is getting to him. Eventually I let go and he drops to the ground with a loud thud. It's about time, darling. I walk out of the room, rushing towards the receptionist. I need help. My boyfriend is unwell. I need someone to help me carry him from the room to the car outside, I say. It doesn't take long after that before Jacob is moved from the room to the car I rented outside. Asterisk. I open my eyes to a light shining in my face. It's about time you woke up. I don't have all day, a familiar voice says. When I open my eyes fully, my head begins to pound very hard. I try to move but fail. Just then realization hits me, my hands are bound together and tied to the metal bar headboard. My legs are bound the same way. Autumn. Finally awake, she smiles. I shouldn't have underestimated her strength. After her experience in prison, Autumn can obviously handle any type of situation, and like she said, she is obviously ruthless now. My mother cheated on you. You should have confronted her. Instead, you waited for her to have a child so you could get your revenge through her. You came into my life and messed up, then you left. Your wife found out about our affair, and instead of coming to ask me, she waited 15 years to get her revenge. A revenge plan that saw me spend 5 years in prison away from my child and children. Do you know I gave birth to my second child whilst in prison? That same child who is apparently your grandchild but also your daughter and son's young sister. Your payback plan messed us all up, me especially. If you had forgiven my parents, we wouldn't all be here. Everything that happened to us is your fault. You need to let me go. What makes you think I will do that? You want to kill me. The world would be a better place without people like you, Jacob. The cycle of payback you started, it ends here. Asterisk. It ends here, I yell again. Then I pull off his trousers as everything I have been through comes rushing to my mind. Rage sweeps through me, and in that moment I feel like a whole different person. It's like someone else has taken over my body. Grabbing my knife, I chop off his manhood entirely, severing it including the testicles. Jacob screams and blood flows everywhere. Laughing at his misery, I pop open a bottle of wine and drink directly from it before pouring it all over him as he screams louder. You shouldn't have messed with me, Jacob. You shouldn't. I went to prison for a crime I didn't commit because of you. If you know a thing about prison, then you know there's no healing from such a place. Prison scarred me. I can never be the mother I have always wanted to be, and I might never be a career woman again. All because you couldn't forgive and let go. Autumn, he says in pain. Forgive me. I burst into a fit of laughter. I thought you weren't remorseful. Please, he pleads. But those pleas fall on deaf ears. I get the knife again. You did this to yourself, I say as the blade slashes relentlessly again and again at his body, cutting him apart. When I know he is gone, I begin to hack his body into pieces, and by the time I am done, blood spurts everywhere. The white tile on the floor is covered with stains. There is blood on my hands, blood on my clothes too. Asterisk. Ella B.